what, 5th?
I live in Silver City, New Mexico. I own two 40-acre tracts of land north of Silver City, about 12 miles, that were homesteaded in 1885. The only access in and out of that is with an ATV. The 1885 homestead said I have an access to it, which came under the Homestead Act of 1862, and I have a right-of-way to it, and if they close it, then that denies me the access to get to that property. I told somebody here earlier, if we don't like the way the road is maintained, we'll take a pick and shovel and dig it out. You know, that's fine, but don't close them. Let the public enjoy the roads.
My family's been here into this area for 120 years, and starting with my grandfather has always been a part of the forest, and he imagined and enjoyed every aspect of it. Fishing, hunting, walking, every aspect of it, and it would be very, very detrimental for those things to not be able to continue on with the generations that are coming behind us.
We use the Gila National Forest up there camping all summer long. I mean, we go up once or twice a month all throughout the entire summer. Now we use the entire Gila. We don't stay in one particular spot all the time. If they do this, which is past these laws they're talking about, or close the forest, everybody's going to be crammed into one area. And it's just going to be a campsite like any other campsite you can go to. That's not what we're after. That's not what we want. What we want is we want to be able to use the forest as we have been. There's nothing wrong with the way it is. They should leave it alone and just let us take care of our part of it. Now our part of it, we go in, we camp, we clean up, we use the forest, we use it responsibly, and we take care of it. We don't tear up the forest.
This forest closure is going to affect me and my family a lot. The National Forest was made for the people. We pay tax dollars for it, and we should have access to it. I will clean up the trash gladly to be able to camp by myself at Turkey Creek with my grandchildren and teach them the value of our forest. And if we're being irresponsible, or other people are being irresponsible, then the Forest Service is supposed to take care of that, not deny us access, and that's my opinion.
You know, the reason I'm here is because we need to band together and we need to support each other. With the Lincoln National Forest is in Otero County, and we have this forest project that's going to close their forest down here. And if we don't band together and we don't stick together and come together like Congressman Pearce was here, and we got to stay together with this stuff, or if we fall apart, we're going to fall separately. So
they are telling ranchers in the area just to sign on to it because it's going to only impact other people. Well, that's not the way we do business. We like to see the public on the roads enjoying the land. It is just not good to pit one end of the community against another end of the community. Well, I would recommend that everyone go to keepourforestopen.org. It is a comprehensive look at what's going on behind the scenes. There is also a Facebook page for keepourforestopen.org where you can access the wheres and the whys and the hows to comment, and you can get a lot of information off of that as well.
You know, we've always said we've got a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But for the people forgot to show up the last 50 and 60 years, and we're not forgetting to show up now. This is tremendous. So don't let people say that we, on our side of the issues, don't love the land. Because I believe that if it weren't for ranchers and farmers and conservatives of all kinds, this land would be overrun by brush and by timber, exactly like we're seeing it on right now. I think there are people in Washington that want that government that's too strong, that will tell us where we will go and how we will live and what we will do. And frankly, that's the reason that we're here today. To speak up and let our voices be heard and to say, enough is enough. In our Gila National Forest, is 3.3 million acres. Just to put that in context, that's about 5 times the size of Rhode Island. It's 3% of all New Mexico. And we're going to say we're going to limit your access to it. Those 3.3 million acres have 900,000 acres already set aside for the people who want to go and never see another car, who can backpack in miles and miles. And I myself have backpacked in and spent 3 days in this wilderness, way away from anything. But there are many people who don't have that capability. And let me read to you what the Forest Service says. Page 8 of the draft EIS. Aging and disabled population. There is no legal requirement to allow people with disabilities to use motor vehicles on roads or trails in areas that are closed to motor vehicle use. There is no legal requirement. There should be a moral obligation for the U.S. Forest Service to listen that people with disabilities and are aging should have an equal access to that land out there. That is why we're here, to speak up for the forgotten men and women, the people who will just be walked past, walked around, and walked over in this decision. I'll tell you, my friends, Washington is listening. They tell you they're not, but I will guarantee you, just this meeting here will reverberate back to D.C. Every right not expressly given to the U.S. government is reserved for the states, and that's what we're talking about. The Forest Service does not, under our Constitution, have the right to shut these roads down, and we're going to make an issue of it. We're going to go and we're going to talk about the Constitution, about what they're doing today. Keep our forests open, yeah. Keep our forests open, yeah. Keep our forests open, yeah. Keep our forests open, yeah.
And it's just a great turnout here today. It's always heartwarming to see citizens get out and get engaged and be willing to speak up. They're speaking up saying our government is too big, too strong, too powerful, and the only way to check it is by voters and by people, citizens showing up to say enough is enough. That's what I hear today. Also, we were able to talk about this war on the West that is accelerating. They seem to be coming in from Washington every day and finding new ways to limit our freedoms in the West. It's a fight that I'm willing to take on. As Western Caucus Chairman, I'm excited about the opportunity to go to Washington and fight against this. The Speaker of the House has said he will help me elevate the war on the West to whatever level I want to. So I think we're going to get visibility. I think we're going to be able to have impact. So we're here to do it. But again, it's this large turnout today that makes it all possible.